What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Beyond the Gray Media. This is Josh here, checking in on you out there in YouTube land. YouTube, how are you doing? Welcome to Saturday night. I know I missed you last night. However you are, wherever you are, welcome in. Happy to have you here. Have a seat. We're going to break down one of my favorite films. I was at a Halloween party last night. Pizza, Jungle Juice, got out of hand. Hellraiser and Dead Alive. Hellraiser on 4K. And Dead Alive, does it get any better than that? The king of splatter, Dead Alive, I don't think so. So, great time. I missed you. I was there in spirit. You were watching it with me, right? You could feel the vibrations. Dead Alive is so damn good. Tonight we are talking about what I think is the best horror thriller of all time, if not for Silence of the Lambs. If Silence of the Lambs did not exist, this would be the horror adjacent title that everybody would choose, everybody would pick. And if they're not, well, I'm not going to say you're not my kind of people because it's just my opinion, but I think this is the best horror thriller of all time. This is 1995, David Fincher's masterpiece, Se7en. Thanks for being here. Let's break it down. Hold up. Gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, pride, lust, and envy. Se7en. The 7 Deadly Sins, 1995. Se7en is just that, something special. One of those rare films that toes the line between perfection and highly sophisticated cerebral horror. In the world of psychological or the thriller genre, there's only a few movies that I constantly, overwhelmingly recommend as tops, and one of them is Silence of the Lambs, Single White Female, and David Fincher's Se7en. Maybe it was the age I was when I seen it, maybe it was what was going on in the world, maybe it just perfected the formula, maybe go fuck yourself in the eyes of the departed. Whatever the case, Se7en blew me away. One of the most cinematic, frightening experiences and some of the most effective cases in that detective procedural court drama ever to do it. Se7en tells the story of a serial killer who's grown tired of the trivial ways of this world and how shitty people are to each other. The lack of discipline, infidelity, and personal accountability does nothing but get under the skin of this John Doe, and he's had enough. Part whodunit, part gritty murder mystery, Se7en unfolds all of Dante's divine and deadly sins onto its viewer through the peering and leering, voyeuristic eyes of a man pushed to his breaking point. Detective Mills, played by Brad Pitt, and Detective Somerset, played by the immortal Morgan Freeman, are an unlikely pair of police partners juxtaposed perfectly. One's new to the city and eager to prove to any and all, and the other on his last legs, sick of the sight of this city and all the filth it acquires. Se7en works best by marrying the unlikely relationship of the two cops hot on the trail of a string of murders with bizarre clues and imagery straight out of Paradise Lost. It's elevated stakes, and as a viewer you are forced to buy in or risk the reward. As the story develops, so does the vice-like grip of the grisly and vicious crime scenes.
Ever seen anything like this? No. Se7en.
There's something still so heavy about seeing that sloth for the first time. It's tattooed into my brain. The visual of that thing bound to the bed, I'll never forget how intense that scene was, dude, and I'll never understand what kind of person can just patiently wait and punish those for their sins in that way. A lot of the film, it investigates the darker side of crime, tortures, and all of those deadly sins. Each sin and each kill ratchets up the tension, gore, and stakes. Se7en is one of those rare moments in cinema where every time I watch this film, I get something new out of it. I've probably seen this thing a few hundred times, but each time it just feels fresh and new, like the first time I watch it. Credit David Fincher's direction, some of the Trent Reznor score, and the pair of detectives' acting chops just chewing up every single scene. I don't know if it's supposed to be New York City. I know it's left kind of ambiguous, but it feels unwelcome, it feels unsafe, and much like Taxi Driver, it feels like a place where anything goes. Se7en is a vibe, dude. Every crime scene, coffee shop, and corridor could contain the most vile part of humanity. A killer who gets off teaching a lesson and preaching to cure the cancers of this world. If Silence of the Lambs didn't exist, I'm telling you, this is the pound for pound best horror adjacent thriller out there. So since I got you here, I mean, we didn't get all dressed up for nothing, right? I've got you here. Let's talk about the 2000 release from New Line that came with like a slipcover over the top when DVDs were cool again. Make DVD, make Blu-rays cool again. This is how you're supposed to do it. This from New Line came out in 2000, and I felt so cool when I bought this because I loved the movie. I mean, this is how you do it. This is the packaging you want. This is John Doe's little journal, right? On the back. What an awesome replica, dude. It kind of reminds me of the Texas Chainsaw, the remake from 2003. So inside, it's got every single special feature and their mom's pudding. It's got everything that you need, dude. It's got everything but like a cornbread recipe, right? So you open it up. I love how it's got chapter stops. It's massive, dude. The psychotic ramblings of John Doe, the stars, the story, the picture, the sound, DVD-ROM content. I mean, you used to be able to put on a DVD and it would have all this crazy DVD-ROM content where it was like animated features, right? Like they used to actually give a shit about us. Then it's got exploration of the opening title, deleted scenes, alternate endings, production design, how they did the notebooks for the movie, promotional materials, filmography. I don't think there's any nudity, but yeah, kind of like that chainsaw from Texas Chainsaw 2003. This thing rips. It looks great. Unfortunately, until we get that 4K set, this is the best it's going to get for me right now. Right now, though, I think on Prime, I'm going to hype this. For $4.99, you can just own the movie digitally. Big fan of owning the movies that you love, however you want to do it, physical or digital. I mean, I own things digitally that I also own on 4K or disc. This right here, you kind of need a plasma TV because when you put this on like your Blu-ray 4K player, Xbox, PS5, whatever, looks a little bit grainy, but how cool is this design? The actual notebooks, kind of fun. I miss when DVDs were actually cool. YouTube land, people of the world out there, I gotta know. You gotta tell me, what is your favorite segment from Se7en? What is your favorite of the 7 deadly sins? Is it gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, lust, pride, right? I forgot how to count. Like, I'm not using my fingers anymore, dude. Gluttony is pretty intense when that dude's just choking on his own spaghetti and they kind of go behind the fridge and it's painted in grease and it's like they got the puke bucket there and he's feeding him the paint chips. That is an intense scene. Better call Guinness, we got a world record here, right? That when they're spraying that body off, like that is an intense moment in an intense film. You know, greed's pretty intense too. Wrath, envy. Obviously, the final scene blew a lot of people's mind, including mine at the end. What's in the box? Awesome scene, the way that they filmed that thing, and all of a sudden it's just like tunnel vision and we're following this van down this road and there's nowhere to go. What a moment in this film. But I think for me, besides Sloth, because Sloth is like the clear winner for everybody because you can't believe that that person is still alive. And it's just, and then the doctor comes in and he's like, even if he was able to completely comprehend, just the sight of a light and you shining a light would have killed him. Like, he was so malnourished. Everything was so wrong with that dude that just seeing a human face after a couple of years of torment, like, he would have died right there, like from fright, and he still got hell to look forward to. That is an intense scene. But there's something about the lust scene, dude, that gets under my skin. That actor, and he's in the police interrogation, he's like sweating and he's kind of tweaking out, he's just kind of nervous, and he's like, she asked me to and I did. That freaked me out when I was a little kid. Well, I guess I was probably like 11 or something when this came out, maybe 12. I forget when I watched it. It might have been the, you know, that scene unnerved me. There's the pound of flesh scene. That's pretty intense when they're spraying, you know. Awesome movie, dude. Se7en is so damn good. Every single segment, the way that it flows, when they're having the shootout, when like Mills hits the car, like you can feel his bones cracking, and then they have to like, they finally get a print and they're just like sleeping on each other. I got no words, man. It's perfect. This, you know, next to like Shawshank and a couple other films, I can fall asleep to this movie. It's just, I've watched it my whole life. I have it memorized. I love this film so much. I love it as much as Silence of the Lambs. And I worship Silence of the Lambs. But Se7en is, dude, This is something else. I know Kevin Spacey's a scumbag now, but in this film, dude, I hated him when he just finally like goes to his knees, interlocks his fingers, and just waits for the law. I was like, what a goddamn cop out. I hate this guy. Hated him with everything, and oh my god, dude. Gwyneth Paltrow kills it. Arlie Ermy as the police detective. This ain't even my desk. Hangs up the phone. What can you say? The score, everything. The way it's shot, the greens, the reds, how they're kind of like foreshadowing the box and like the red anger and his frustration. This is a really smart movie, dude. David Fincher obviously went on to do Fight Club and The Social Network and The Game, and everything that he does, he just crushes. But this film blew my little 12-year-old mind. I could not believe this was so frightening. Love this movie. Love it so much. If you want to see more from me, a little callback, please like, comment, subscribe, talk some shit down there. Tell me, what is your favorite of the 7 deadly sins in this film, and how awesome is that DVD art right there with the hands? Always thought that was super sick. And then, yeah, follow me on social media. More stuff coming soon. I think we're doing some more found footage. I've got maybe Night of the Creeps. I think I have Late Night with the Devil 4K from Second Sight that I want to unbox and watch and tell you all about the quality. Did it need to be in 4K? I don't know. You're going to have to hang out to see. Take care of yourselves. Cheers.